Okay, so I'm going to teach you a few different scales, and then we're going to have a little look at options of how to pick through the scales. There's a few different styles you might want to try out, and then just see whichever one matches you. But before I teach you what a scale is, this can seem a little bit boring to a lot of people, but I want to show you how you can implement a scale to make it sound fun, because I know a lot of people, when they're learning guitar, you just want to learn people's riffs, you want to learn people's songs and their chords, and you want to play how they do it. But there is another side. The next level up from that is to be creative with what you're doing, and it doesn't really come apparent to a lot of people that you have that capability to do it. And once you sort of can come to the conclusion, all right, I can be creative, all that learning people's riffs and learning people's solos or chords, exactly how they do it, doesn't seem as important anymore as you being creative. So I'm just going to show you a scale, and I'm going to show you a few little steps to make it sound like music, and how you could sit there and muck about with it and actually have quite a lot of fun, not coming up with anything which is premeditated, coming up with things that come straight to your head, and then it comes out on the guitar straight away, and things that you've not even planned, they just happen, and then you go, whoa, actually this is more fun. So if you were to learn a scale, so that sounds like the very basic, when you watch someone on a piano going, what every parent loves to see the children do. Oh, they're practicing the scales. Yeah, it's really boring as a musician to just do that, run up and down. It's alright first when you're learning, but it's about how you manipulate their notes to make them sound interesting. So I'm going to focus on just 3 strings. I don't expect you to learn this yet. I'm just going to show you how a scale might turn into music. Alright, so what I'm going to do is play some notes in any random order. So I'm going to go. So what I'm doing there is I'm getting out of the just running up and down it. So that's probably your first step. Now I want to make some phrases, so I'll leave some gaps. So I'll play some notes in random orders, and then I'll leave some gaps, because if someone was to talk at you without taking a breath, you'd probably find it very hard to take in what they're saying. It'd be just too full on. That's why we have full stops and capital letters, to give us time to breathe, and that we understand sentences in that way. So watch this. And then it becomes a bit like the next step. You can start hearing a bit of music now. It's not just some constant dribble. So leaving pauses are more important as playing the notes. That's your breathing, that's your gap, the air you need to hear. Okay, so now we're going to make it a little bit interesting. I'm going to bend the notes on this side of my scale. So this note, and I'm going to play a little line with some air in it, some gaps, and then I'm going to end on a bend, so you can sort of see. So watch. So it's starting to sound like a bit of a guitar solo now, how you watch guitarists do it. And then I might want to do a hammer on and a pull off, where you hit a note and pluck it off. So what's this? Bit of space. And just with them few notes, 3 notes on that side, 3 notes that side, you can, if I just play that to you at the start, you'd probably be like, oh, how's he stringing that together? Well, I've just shown you a little step by step, just playing notes in random orders, then leaving gaps, then putting a little bends in, then hammer-ons and pull-offs. And what you do is when you learn to improvise, it's like throwing all these little tricks you've learned, probably hundreds of little tricks in a bag, and then that's how you can make it sound interesting over a longer period of time. So if I was to go like... So that there might sound like, whoa, I'm going a bit everywhere, but that is just probably 20 more stages of learning little tricks. You know, it's not really that virtuoso, but to be able to do that might be a bit of a dream to most people watching this, if you could get to that level. So first step is to just learn some scales. So I'm going to show you this now. 2 little scales. So here you can place these shapes anywhere on the fretboard, depending where your start note is. That's the name of your scale. So this is a minor pentatonic. So we start on the 6th string, and you just play. See, you got a 2 fret gap, so it goes. So you say we're on the 6th fret A, and then that'll be the 8th fret, and then this you can see here 6th fret. No, that'd be the 9th fret, sorry. So 6th to the 9th fret. Oh yeah, it'd be like this. And then you'd be 5 to the 7. And then 5 to the... Oh god, I'm getting all this wrong. So 6 to the 9th, 6 to the 8th, 6 to the 8th, 6 to the 8th fret. Let me just play it like this. See that? And on the last 2 strings, the 6th fret, 9th fret. So really, the top string has got a gap of 2 frets there. Then all these next ones have got just a gap of 1. And then the last 2 strings have got a gap of 2 frets in the middle of them. So there you go. So as a beginner, you might want to just go up and down it, get used to the notes. Okay, before you start manipulating them into music. I know sometimes you just want to jump into that, but you just got to learn the notes really in the scale. So what I'm doing picking wise, because you've got 2 notes per string, I'm going down, up on each one. So down, up, and then down, up, down. If I was to go down, down, you'd be missing the opportunity to do an upstroke. So it would look twice the amount of effort in this hand. So if I was to go down, see how much work my hand's doing. If I did up, so watch this. With just downs at the same speed. So it's doing a lot more work just going down. So you want to be practicing alternate picking. So down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so practice that scale, pentatonic scale, 5-note scale, and then I'm going to show you a little addition to that to make it sound a bit more interesting, which is a blues scale. So you can see it is pretty much the same, but you've got this 2 little notes added in there. So you got this 6 to the 9, and then it goes 6, 7, 8. So I'll show you the start of that scale. So you got, and then you got, and then as normal. And this one, use your little finger there. So instead of saying the fret, I might just tell you what finger to use. So we'll start here on the 6th fret, but it's your 1st and 4th, then your 1st, 2nd and 3rd finger, then your 1st and 3rd, then your 1st, 3rd and 4th, then your 1st and 4th, 1st and 4th. So what you want to do with that is you want to practice alternate picking, which is always like this. Alternate, constantly, not anything like that. So down, up, and you got down, up, down. Now because you've done a down on there, which means the next string's got to start as an up, and then that's a down, and then your next string's an up, down, up, which means you can start this string on a down again. Because your natural thing is to go onto the next string, you want to hit it as a down, but not in alternate picking. If I was to alternate, because there's two notes on that string, but 3 on this string, so it means by the time you got to that 3rd note, your next string's going to be an up, rather than as you would traditionally start it on a down. So watch, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then you're on down, up, down, up. So take time to work on where your plectrum's going here, because you do want that to be, you'll notice that that's just constantly doing that, just like in your strumming. It's hard to get good timing. Now there is another version which is like economical picking, where a lot of guitarists go down, up, down, up, down, and then they will want to go down on the next one. So you're going down, down, up, down, up, down, and then down. So you're hitting a down there, and as in alternate picking, you'd go up. Here, it goes down. So it does look like your hand is going a bit jerky in some areas, like not constantly alternate picking, but there is some instances that you would use that if you were doing a bit of soloing, and then you sort of, it's easier for you to run down some notes rather than pick them alternate like. So it is important to learn both ways. So down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So every new string I play on is always on a down, no matter if you've just done a down on the previous string. Okay, so work on the pentatonic scale, work on the blues scale, work on them with alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, blues, down, up, 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 and then do both scales with the economical picking. So you want to go down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So yeah, okay, that'll only, economical picking, you'll only see a difference when you do the blues scale, because it's got 3 notes on there. Okay, hope that helps, and then once you've learnt them, got them under your fingers, then we can start to work on manipulating them to sound like music, which is what you want to do. Alright, thank you very much, bye.